Okay. Yep. It appears I am live. Alright. Hello there. Well, not exactly a lot here, though. Still. In the end, the thought is what matters, especially if I upload this later on, or anyone for whatever basis watches it later. So, of course, I will continue today. So, as those who watch my stuff may already know, I'm no Druster, and recently I have started to stream Ace Attorney Investigations, the collection. Sadly, not exactly. I forgot that this is allowed. Yeah, I should make sure that I don't deafen myself. Well, let me just make sure that you can see. There it is. Alright. Well, last time we finished case 3, the kidnapping at Gatewater Land. So, today is the start of a new case. I'm relatively sure that since those tend to get longer, the deeper you go into those cases, that I may not be able to complete one case a day. But, well, I can try at the very least. I am still a bit on the exhausted side, so I hope that my narration doesn't suffer too much from it, but I can't guarantee it. In all cases, or in this case, in case 4, I will continue with Turnabout Reminiscence. Episode 4, Turnabout Reminiscence. Kay Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 years earlier. Yeah, that's right, I did it. I killed the guy. Is that Gumshoe? But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that... I asked the defendant, just what exactly are you trying to do? And you get it. I don't know the true identity of... Yeah, the Yatagarasu, I guess. The Yatagarasu is the man standing in there on the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when I snuck into the... I claim that Miss Faraday's Yatagarasu. Oh. Mr. L, I think you just heard enough about... hey, could this be a little slower, please? Your Honor, please slash me. You gotta believe me. I hope you read all of that, since I'm a bit in a rush, so it appears. In accordance with the defendant's new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until a new prosecutor is ready. September 10th, 3:20 p.m., District Court, 3rd floor, lobby. Curious. So, the prosecutor on that case would be a case father, and he has been accused of being the Yatagarasu, so in accordance to that, he has been pulled from the case and probably, and got seemingly at least replaced with Edgeworth. Question is, is that the truth that Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu, or is it just speculation or a baseless accusation that led to Kei finding the true Yatagarasu? Well, anyway, let's see if I still have a voice. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so, it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. And once again I stumble upon my the and the Edgeworth. Edgeworth. Ah, so, have you read over the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that, as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I am honored and proud. As I have watched over your studies, I'm giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. But such a legendary prosecutor will be watching and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. So, yeah, Manfred von Karma, father of Francesca von Karma, and surprisingly, one of the bigger antagonists in the Ace Attorney series, though just for the first game. However, connected to a lot of other things within the series, including being the mentor of Miles. Well, let's get needlessly investigating. The model of the courthouse is pretty well constructed. Hands and the face. Don't tell me this thing transforms. Yet I wonder for what other purpose could they have been made. Hands and face? What? Aren't these great? Daddy made all of these. Awesome! But did you get but didn't you get fired right after you made them? Yes, I did. I spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build the real thing. And my boss wasn't very happy with me. Hey Daddy, didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? I'll tell you about it someday, when you're older. A secret mechanism? Maybe installed it as payback for getting fired. It could be trouble. Now I'm curious. A mechanism in the model. But how the hell... What did you do short of embezzling that would cause such cost as to have such a tiny model be worth an entire rebuilding? Well, Mr. Prosecutor, sir, you've got a good eye. If you can tell that I'm a prosecutor with just one glance. As there are always only prosecutors and defendants and defense attorneys in this lobby, I usually hit the mark if I guess one or the other while there is a recess. You were only guessing? Excuse me, madame, but is something the matter? I just thought Someone would have brought Horse the War by now. But this is a courthouse. It would be quite atypical to provide Horse the War here. Are you sure? Someone poured me a fresh cup of coffee last time I was here. What the heck does she think a courthouse is for? This is so good. I could drink a whole gallon. I've never heard of water that tastes that good. I will give him a minute. Does he plan on gulping the entire reservoir dry? A bulletin board. Their trial schedules posted on it. Trial schedules for the week, huh? It's only today's trial listed. This must be his mistake. Or this country's judicial system is not working as it should. Either that, or it has been a surprisingly quiet week, which, honestly, that would be preferable, wouldn't it? What do we have here? A bookshelf, Compendium of Laws for Beginners. Don't have time to read this and second guess myself now. The trial will resume shortly. Please wait a moment, sir. I was already well aware of that. Shortly or in a moment? Which one is it? Be specific. A luxurious and beautiful leather sofa. I must say, every part of this courthouse is meticulously well kept. Although, the positioning of this sofa puts one under the direct gaze of the judges. Every judge of this courthouse's history has had quite the beard, and has gallantly parted with their beloved head of hair, I see. Being a judge must be a very stressful career. Yeah, what a cold stare he's giving me. However, as a disciple of Von Karma, there's no option but to win. He's good. The power of his cold stare rivals my own. He's sleeping, while standing up. That is dedication to the job, and a level of artistry regarding his acting that is astonishing. Well, let's talk with Manfred. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Byron Faraday, gave the order. Faraday's such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. Sir? Are you an acquaintance of Mr. Byrne Faraday? Yeah, it's Byrne, not Brian. He's a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried explaining to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court? That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there's no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there's no reason to deal with such individuals. I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday has will not be forgiven. Have no fear. I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused prosecutor Byrne Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Karma. So, about today's trial. So, have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. Understood. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Cohopian Embassy. Codopian Embassy. The victim, Mr. Date Man, was staff member at the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Mackrell, was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of a murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagrasu had successfully infiltrated the Codopian embassy as well. At first, Orwell claimed that he himself was the Yatagrasu, but that he did not kill Mr. Date Man. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It is possible that he wants to go down while in the spotlight, if he's found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's insanity. Insanity or inanity? Inanity, wasn't it? Yeah, inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. Sorry. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rell as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rell firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitor's gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to, by the real Yatagrasu, Byrne Faraday. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this man may appear to simply be the murder... While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Codopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG8 incident. The second KG8 incident? I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? The second, sir? What do you mean by the second KG8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a three-year-old newspaper. Incident overview data are jotted down. You have heard of the Manu Group scandal before, correct? Let's see if we can read this. So, mercurial news. Codopian embassy staff member Manikoshin, in case anyone knows what type of language this is supposed to be leaning on, but I guess it would be a Manikoshin. I wonder, they're considering a lot of different well, different names in this areas are to some extent puns. Like, well, like the victim's name, CCU, is a rather direct one. Well, yeah. Codopian Embassy staff member Manny Koshen found not guilty. And in addition to, well, theoretically I could attempt to read the entire article, though the quality of the text isn't exactly good. A shadow over the Amano Group. What is his relation to the smuggling ring? Yeah. Honestly, I could attempt to read this, but I will not. And here we have a flashback. Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. CCO was an employee of the Amano Group and the sole witness to a smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't the Codopian Embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yes. A Codopian by the name of Manny Koshen was the suspect. However, due to lack of evidence, the case went unsolved. Lack of evidence. If only I was in charge of that case. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty. My mentor really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG8 incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he could testify. You catching on? The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did with the KG8 incident. So that is why it's being called a second KG8 incident. Yes. Yet there's one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu? I'd better find out more. Well, it is considering that, as already presented during the previous case, Manfred von Karma was rather engaged in his work, up to the point that he did indeed fabricate evidence, manipulate situations, and rather aggressively forced results. It is interesting to see him not only in his element, but apparently without any direct connection to something, well, uncouth, so to speak. Well, let's question him about Yatagarasu. If it is true that Yatagarasu showed up at the Codopian Embassy, what would he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or, more likely, to steal secrets from the Codopian Embassy itself. Since the item that Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. What was it that the Atagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Atagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagrasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagrasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagrasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday? He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagrasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG8 incident and the Yatagarasu case. The Faraday really has a lot on his plate. I guess that is little K. What is it, little girl? You are scary, mister. Okay. Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. A fistful of dimes, quarters and pennies. But it looks like you've exactly $1. Is this what you want? Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. Could that child be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? Almost completely peeking. I guess I should be careful with my narration. That or I should adjust my microphone by, well, just a minimal bit. That may be enough. Let's try again. Alright. The paperwork for the prosecution for the prosecutor's substitution is complete. Why do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm so sorry. I can have you mopping up the courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant. It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It is time for your debut, Edgeworth. I wonder what little Miss K wanted with that $1 and why she couldn't use coins. September 10th, 4 on the dot p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. Well, that is unfortunate, I'd say. Just a moment. Von Karma's voice is a little on the raspy side. Sadly, I know how it sounds in the original, and believe me, while I can somewhat mirror this his enthusiasm when it comes to shouting around, if I try to make that villain voice, well, then tomorrow I won't be able to speak at all. Alright. So, continue. Oh. You must be the one Mr. von Karma recommended. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial's about to resume. However, yes, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sir. Yeah, that's gumshoe, I guess. Silence! There shall be no yelling in this sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from the courtroom at once. Yeah, it's gumshoe. Please. Wait, you have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them, they're both dead. What? 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 September 10th, District Court hallway. Stay back. No one's allowed on the crime scene, period. Just who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hotspot. Isn't she Miss Rell's defense attorney? Hey, you, no running in the hallways, pal. And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. But first, what does this machine sell? Interesting. We're selling special court-themed food products here. Many of them seem sort of troublesome and suspicious. Objection, I suppose. What is suspicious? I mean, it's dry and hard on your throat if you let it come to this, but why is beef jerky something suspicious? Swiss roll, I guess, could be a reference to a hidden Swiss bank account, but why is a ham sandwich suspicious? What did it ever do to you? Well, a drink vending machine. Yeah. Now's not the time to be pondering or what kind of drink I want. Defendant lobby number 1 is through here. The incident took place in lobby number 2 next door. I shouldn't allow myself to be sidetracked like this. I'd better get a move on. A poster of the judge. It's the longest logo, of some sort on in tiny letter at the bottom. Every strike of my gavel brings the truth closer to me, and my hair further away. Is this a promotional poster for the court or a hair growth product? Yeah, that's a rather good question, Miles. A fire extinguisher. If one were to be hit in the head with this, I suppose the victim would lose a memory or two. That's not it's though I'd ever be so foolish as to be struck by one of these. Well, you will have been foolish enough to be struck by a prop sword, but yeah. If I remember correctly, Miles never gets hit by a fire extinguisher, but Phoenix Wright very much does get hit by one. Also, there's a line of ants moving here. The sofa looks like it's seen its fair share of use, and it looks like another part of the courthouse is visible from the window. Yeah. My eyes have locked with my reflection's eyes in the barred window. As a student of Karma, I refuse to back down. Having his... I won. Honestly, winning a staring contest against yourself, that is impressive if completely stupid. And you are... Oh, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a district prosecutor. A prosecutor? Never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I've told you my name. Now, would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe. And just recently, I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream. It's what I was born to do. Wait. Maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some kind of crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at the murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know that I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Wow. You're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bat is the one in charge. So, you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to the offended lobby number 2. So, you were on guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, and then I kinda froze. You're a detective, and a measly gunshot scared you that much. Then again, I can hardly claim to know. I can hardly claim to not know what it's like to hear one at close range. When Detective Bat came running to the scene, we went into lobby number 2 together, and both men were lying there, dead. Is that everything? Well, yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting. Other than a gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. That is curious. Info jotted down. So, let's see what the others have to say. Also, hey, now I can read everything that's on the courthouse special fast food menu. So, a hot dog. Okay. Beef jerky, ham sandwich, orange juice, milk, and Swiss rolls. The fuck, Miles? Why does... what do you mean everything on offer sounds suspicious? Well, there's a question. Does Miles define himself of a man of better taste, so everything that he sees below him is suspicious? Does he define it as not fit for this courthouse, or is this a error in translation, or a joke of some kind? Well, in any case, What the hell, Miles? Well, do you have do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know, especially at a time like this. Huh. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So, Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. Do not take me for some naive novice. No. So, you're a student of von Karma. I should have... Those clothes are dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Thanks for the great laugh. But try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Yu. And if you're telling the truth, then we're about to go head-to-head in court. But of course, I have heard much about you, Miss Yu. But of course, I've heard much about you. You regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, why are you here? What's so funny? It's just the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back to the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Alright. Yeah. Well, if I do have to yawn. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bat. Homicide. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested you to be here. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid. I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist you update me on the situation. Can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? Is he going for his gun? It's just a mirror. How dare he trick me like that? Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Mackerel, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went into defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big luck over there. His name's Gumshoe. He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy is really testing my patience. So, trial witness. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides aren't my only gig. The Yatagarasu case is also one of my assignments. I just noticed that all throughout his code there are bullet holes. So this guy either has an interesting sense of style, or he has by far the most luck in bad luck of anyone in this police force. Huh. So, you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu characteristics in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Yatagarasu or not. Very well. Looks like you just might have a brain of it all in that head of yours, son. Son. I'm not your son, Pops. Miss you. There's someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Cadopian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Koshin. What? Wasn't Manny Koshin... Wait. Was that the guy who got let loose after insufficient evidence had been found? What's going on? Detective Bat and Monsieur Yu's moves just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second. Wasn't Manny Koshin? I'll be right there. It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I've no desire to ever see you again. No. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Fine, let's go. Bat. Von Karma. It's been a long time. I know you would shut up. Show up. You usually do when the Yatagarasu is involved. And I see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bat, sir? Yes. He's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's a crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on though. The man that just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG-8 incident? So I was right. Just what is this man doing here wandering around? Just what is this man doing wandering around here? That Faraday, I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away, imbecile. I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here. Yeah. So she was like that even back then. Only with a simple riding crop instead of a Indiana Jones-worthy whip to her name. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Francesca, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation, what else? Francesca von Karma. So, she's here on vacation from Germany. She's the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his who is also junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it! You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Huh. If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to used to you. Never. Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I'm 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. That's just like Francesca. She has no problems bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad. Yeah. These two will be conducting the investigation. What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Ha. This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. The crime scene's not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bat. And I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth, Francesca, I leave this case to you, to the two of you. Understood, sir? Yes, Papa. I'll go and take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from both of you. Do not disappoint me. Alright. So, I hope I can get... Oh. I missed the line. Let me just... Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this. Yeah, that's fitting. I hope I can make Francesca's voice sufficiently fitting for a younger version of her. Though I'm not even sure if I made her voice fitting for her adult version. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Francesca. This will be a perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? A long time no see. Very good. Just because you became prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth, as I was saying, we shall see which of us is worthy of the Von Karma name. Also, once again, kick another one of those. Well, at the very least this time, when another of those stupid bots entered, it was flagged automatically by Twitch. It appears at least the bots that attempt to get rid of the spam bots are somewhat at least, functioning. Well, every once in a while, that is. Alright. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name. And I'm not properly clicked in. Come on. Let me act on it. Done. First clicking here, then clicking here. Does it now work? Yes, it does. For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. It looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him, he never fails. Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bat. You'd better have checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bat will be a most arduous task. September 10th, 4:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. I'm sorry, I'll leave you for just a moment with this picture. Sadly, I do not have anything more worth looking at, so enjoy a member of the police taking pictures of a recent crime scene. Well, I am back, and it appears I may need to work on my. Well, I need to work on my routines in order to keep interruptions to a minimum. Sadly, that won't always work. Still yet, here I am, once again. So, once again, I may be able to continue. Alright. Is the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously. Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they have finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. A competition. The person that figures out the truth first. So, the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name. Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolishly foolish mouth. Fine, whatever makes you happy. Can I take that as you accepting my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Very well. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and pettily present it like a professional I am. Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. Kid. I really wish they wouldn't interrupt each other all the time before I can even start talking. Says you're right. Right, Miles. He just called you a kid. I said kids, kid. How dare you call me kiddo as well? I'll do what I please. And I won't allow you to cause any ruckus on my crime scene either. Hey, big guy. You're going to watch over these two. Yes, sir. Detective Bat, sir. Now, do what I say from now on, kids, okay? You'd better not get in our way, Scruffy. Give you the bite of my whip if you do. You. Then you, prosecutor boy. Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Right. Now even that detective is treating me like a kid. Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy. My name's Miles Edgeworth. And if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? What do you and what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. So naive. And on lobby number 2. Detective Bat. Detective Bat, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the man acquire the weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Codopian embassy staff member. But I've never heard anything about the knife. Mr. L was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had a knife on him from the start as well. Honestly, I'm rather astonished that the gun wasn't unloaded. In most cases you'd assume that the entirety of the magazine would have been inspected, fully documented, and in order to be preserved as evidence, so everything can be inspected, separated from the main gun and stored safely. So maybe I'm thinking too much in terms of, well, idiocy that could occur if someone were to have access to a loaded gun inside a courtroom. Could it have been a piece of could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? Then why doesn't Detective Bat know about it? Wait, what if? Is it possible that Mr. Faraday brought a knife in under the guise of a prosecutorial evidence? He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Maybe you've got a brain in there after all, kid. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? Looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counterattacked. Did I? Yeah, on the guys off. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. That is much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must find conclusive evidence so as to protect the honor of the Von Karma name. So, let's check it. Honestly, does streaming make me yawn, or is it Ace Attorney? Or is this just something related to me not sleeping well in the past few days. Well, no matter what it is. Back to business. There's some plastic bags stacked on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in the scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out of the hallway, you know. Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. Oh right, he did have a plant in his room. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You're sure good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy? Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? Maybe, maybe not. It looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. First glance, it seems like they must have killed each other, however. Using logic, the only logical conclusion. Ah. What was that outburst for? My detective instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, sir. You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. Well, and here we have our usual line when there's something to something to take a look at. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Yeah, we had that and that wrong. Yeah. That is what we already had. So, it looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So, he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while gripping onto the gun. I guess that does seem kinda strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? Not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although, I doubt I'll ever need to use one. I never have to fire a gun. I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look like does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. It appears that the police screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes on the gun and the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Dear me, there's once again some weird exhaustion hitting me. Hey. Maybe it's this background music. Well, whatever it is. I can't let myself get distracted this early in the stream. In all cases, I do have the handgun now. Mr. Faraday, how ironic is it? How ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse. Yeah. Why did it have to be like this? I don't know what I say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Then you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Then get back to work. Find out what, find out the cause of his murder. Right, I'm on it, pal. First, he killed a Cardopian embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel. Well, this guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. Oh, what makes you say that? Well, he's been hauled in to the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely a type to have committed a murder too. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Date Man. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective instincts was telling me something. Detective's intuition. Yup. Do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all that... We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Oh, please don't let me fall to exhaustion. Maybe I should jump around a bit or something unlocked. Looks like Mr. Red died with a knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck to it. But he must have used it as a weapon. Yep, no doubt. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? Should jot down notes about it. This is a solid knife, so I wonder if it has a scabbard and where that would be. Let's see. This hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern seems to resemble an ink stain. An ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink on my hand when I use my father's pen. Pfeffer pen. Never seen one before. Sure, you are just making it up, pal. Honestly, I wonder if I should switch games in order to preserve my ability to stay awake. Well, let's see if I can continue. Mr. L's cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what I think, but it's hard to tell with him laying face down. Death is bad enough, but this is truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide something? Can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bat. I'd like to examine the body in further detail, if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are? I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it. Bobby? Yes, sir? We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir. Then there you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene. That's the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will you? Okay. Please, forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. A new scene to inspect. There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Ugh. Hey, you know I always keep a pen behind my ear. It's because Detective Bat is always telling me you should always write your name on everything you own. Yes. Somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Mr. Faraday is holding a gun in his hand. That's the one Mr. Rowell got blown away by, yeah. Labby? Labby, your answer. Yes, sir. We found that ballistic markings do match that gun. Oh, ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints of a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. Yeah, that's it, of course. I already knew all about that, pal. Maybe you'd better off going back to the academy. Come on, sir. Cut me some slack, will you? So, the bullet that was fired from this gun is what felled Mr. L. Supremely annoying with his exhaustion. There's a knife wound in his chest here, see? I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding. Labby. Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir. Make it quick. On the look of nothing, on the look of things, but it is that the knife. Really, I absolutely don't believe it, but I can't keep my eyes open for some reason. Sorry. I really need to make a break here and turn a little on the later side. I will, mind you. I absolutely want to get on with this, but if I'm here incapable of truly, somewhat at least, keeping a focus on things, well, then the only thing I can manage to do with it is wasting my own time and potentially yours as well. So yeah, I'll be back a little later in order to continue streaming. Until then, I guess, well, until then.